What is going on, guys? It's the Jishan here, and in this video I'm going to be discussing every daily, weekly, and monthly that you need to know about in Destiny Rising. So the first thing that you want to keep in mind is that you have a pinnacle energy cap. Now currently the cap is 360, where we get 120 of it per day. So you're safe to not play for up to 2 days, and on that third day you would be capped, so you'd want to make sure you go in and spend it. Now the next thing that you want to do is your high value bounties. You can either see the bounty board here when you're in Haven, or if you're, for example, on controller, you can press L and you will see the weapons here, or the daily bounties here. You have the high values, which also have they will stack for up to 3 days. So for if you're not able to play for a day or two, you're still going to be fine. And as well as the common bounties that give you lesser rewards. They give you like one of the rank things that I'll show you in a moment, but they are a little less important than the actual high value ones that you want to be making sure that you are taking care of. Now, the next thing that you want to make sure you're taking care of are your planetary daily commissions. There are two sets that you can do. There's either the ones here in Jiangxi Metro, or there are the ones here in Red Sea Rift. Depending on which one you want to pick, they give you, I believe, one gives you like enhanced prisms, and the other one gives you like the rift or the ribbon items that you need for your like relics abilities, as well as based on the one that you pick, that will give you a reputation in that faction's rank system. The next daily that you're going to want to make sure that you are doing is petting and feeding the cat. These cats are found all over Haven, and after you pet one, it'll tell you what kind of fish you want. You can for example, if he tells you he wants a Jiangxi fish, you can go to the archives and go to the fish section here and quickly click destination, drop it down to Jiangxi, and you will see every type of fish there is. That's a quick way to see it. And sometimes he'll ask for something like a blue fish, so you'll go and click a blue fish and select that and give it to them. The cat will end up giving you these boxes. If I can quickly find one. Here we go. These little cat gift boxes, and when you open one, you have a chance at those 3 items, but a lot of the times you're just going to get these angler tokens, but it's still nice to have a shot at the leaves. Now the next thing, especially if you're interested in filling out your mentor handbook, is you're going to want to make sure you're doing the dailies that you have for the mentors. See here, I have completed these two, and now I just have to interact with certain amounts of new lights, which, if you don't know, anytime that you're in a fire team, and you will see at the bottom under their name, you will see either new light or like the type of mentor they are. So if you have anyone in there that is a new light, it will count as you interacting with them. And this system's nice because it gives you these mentor like tokens that you can use in a shop that I'll later show you, which is just another nice form of being able to purchase items. The next daily that you want to focus on is your duelist. This is more so if you are interested in the dueling game. I advise you to do it because it's a quick 3 dailies that I've already done the boosted one, so now it's giving me the 7 basic ones, which is lowered down to 35% or 35 experience here. During your boosted ones, it will be 70, but this is nice just to level up your duelist level, because in your duelist level, it gives you things like your Lumia leaves and other little nice things for, and especially if you're enjoying the game. It'll give you little drops here and too. So another quick daily that you can do, and it takes like 3 minutes to do, especially if you're playing just against some random NPC. So that kind of concludes the immediate and more important dailies that I would say. The next ones are a little more optional. So every single day, Morgan's Prey here will give you 3 chances at daily loot or daily loot. So that's basically means you're going to be spending 60 pinnacle energy. This is valuable to you if you are short on these mod enhancements, which are needed for upgrading your mods, or any of the weapon prismatics items, or I guess if you're extremely short on Glimmer. You could do these, but I don't advise burning your pinnacle on this unless you are purely rushing some of these items for upgrading a character. Now the next daily that you can be using are the Iron Commanders. Once you hit a claim level, I believe 10, it unlocks the ability to purchase 2 attempts here. So what you are able to do is you're able to transfer 20 pinnacle into one of these ops authorization tokens. And these are nice for mainly being able to gather extra resources passively. Because, for example, here in that Morgan's Prey thing, if you're able to select this, as you can see, you're getting a 10% damage or loot boost So instead of 20, we're getting 22. Instead of 180, we're getting 198. And this is passively done, right? So this runs for 2 hours. You click 3 of your characters here, and you are able to just send them off. So if, for example, you're trying to burn some pinnacle energy because you're not able to play for a few days, this is a good way to just kind of stack into it and run it. As well as if you are about to use pinnacle energy to gain, for example, going into Morgan's Prey to gain these items, unless you need them in that very second, I'd advise you just waiting the 2 hours and converting 20 pinnacle into this, because you are going to be gaining this extra 10% reward boost, which is just going to be a benefit to your account since it's going to be more items. And finally, the last daily that I'm going to talk about is you taking care of your calamity ops. So every single day, you're going to get 6 attempts at using this. Whether you pass or fail, once you leave the lobby, it will count as a use. So you want to kind of be making sure that you are careful with being able to actually clear, because there's going to be some very good rewards in here that I'll discuss in a moment. So that will be your last kind of daily that you want to focus on and make sure you take care of. Now moving into the weeklies. So beginning with weeklies, I'm going to start with Shifting Gates here. Shifting Gates is great because every week, if you just at least play one game, you're going to get a free pinnacle reward at the end of the game. So typically, I'll just play without claiming pinnacles, and you have odds of getting items and whatnot. But if you use pinnacle, you're also getting Shifting Gates seasonal experience, as well as these translation tokens and some glimmer and stuff, which is really nice for the in-game shops that I will show off. So that's a quick way to be able to just get one little passive amount of it without actually having a dump pinnacle into that thing. And so since we're on Shifting Gates, the other thing that you're going to make sure you're doing is your weekly challenges here. So in theory, you could be able to do it within 3 games. You would only just need a win, and these might change per week, but they're nice because not only are they giving you some leaves and some of these like heaps of relic dust and stuff, like good things for your account, they're also giving you the seasonal gates experience, which is very good because it's actually going to be progressing the seasonal track for Shifting Gates, which gives you a bunch of like mythic weapon parameters, the bright dust, and these unlocks for more of the Theodolites or whatever they're called here in the store. If you guys are interested in Shifting Gates, I have a few videos breaking down Shifting Gates a little more in detail and how I play. So if you're interested, you can check my channel out for those as well. The other thing that you're going to want to do is your casual playlist. So here you only need to do 100. I'm 260 because I've just been continuously doing it. So no matter what you're doing, for example, every single day, if I was to do Iron Bar, I could get 40 of these like the rank system for it. So I could get to 40 by playing Iron Bar in just one day. Once it caps out at that 40 mark, it's going to be done for the day, and I'd have to move on to Sparrow Racing. There's no rush. You can do this throughout the week, but you want to make sure you're doing this every week because you're not only are you getting some bright dust, but you're getting these overclocked capacitors, which is pretty much, especially if you're free to play like me, this is the primary way you're going to be getting these, which allow you to use double pinnacle energy and get double rewards, especially if you're in a quick time crunch or once you, for example, unlock the Onslaught double loot from the claim system, you're able to quickly get double rewards without actually having to run the raid 2 times. So that's going to be a nice little benefit for you. Now, another thing that you're going to want to do is your pack hunts. So your pack hunts are really important. As you can see, my pack here has just cleared them, but this is going to be, especially again, as free to play, your biggest source of getting not only these black market coins, which are really useful. I'm going to show the store off in a little bit, but also just or the mythic parameters. If I go back out here, you can see everything, bright dust and these SPI coins, which are all part of the shop. And you're going to be helping your pack gain all these resources and stuff, which in turn develop your level and all the things, and then give you feed into your like coins. You're able to get more coins because the pack can produce coins faster and things, which helps feed everyone in the clan or in the pack together. The other thing you're going to want to focus on for weeklies is your legendary campaign missions. They are heroic and challenging. The heroics you have to clear up to within 7 minutes, and you get these like parameters, and these are very important because this is how we get catalysts for our weapons. So you do not want to miss these, I would say, ever, especially because the catalysts are going to be very important for progressing and upgrading our weapons, as well as challenging. Once you go in here, you actually are able to get these Mobius clusters. That's how we pronounce that, and they're useful for refining exotic mods. So and then it'll double drop these things again, so that you can actually get like 30 for these. So at this rate, you could get basically one exotic catalyst per week if you cleared all of this. Don't feel bad if you're not instantly able to clear the challenging ones. Try to focus at least clearing the heroic ones, because it'll also give you the seal, which is the one I'm rocking here, the protagonist one. Here it is, this protagonist one. So if you are interested in, that's how you quickly get that. So make sure you're focusing on your weeklies, because they're going to be dropping all those beneficial things, and then as well as you're just claiming pinnacles here, like you're getting these, which are extremely useful for finding your exotic weapons. They're really hard to come by, as well as some more data sets for our things, and these exotic weapon infusion cores, which are very good for our exotics as well. Now the next thing is our gauntlet gauntlet ops. Every single week, you can't see it here because I've already cleared it, but every single week you are able to you're getting a 3 times bonus loot reward. So for our mythics here, as you can see, it's here, it's going to be our exotics. You're getting a 15% chance to receive, whereas right now with just pinnacle, you're at a 3%, and without anything, you're at a 1%. So this is literally times 5ing your rate. So if I would recommend that you save your pinnacle and use it for the 3 pulls here, unless you're like I was trying to go for the crossbow and I finally got it with a 3% chance. I would recommend, especially in these early days, to be using your pinnacle on getting materials and things versus trying to hunt down a weapon, because you're basically at RNG's in control, and you want to make sure you're not capping your account by spending all your pinnacle energy and not getting the drop, and then being behind on materials and stuff. So I would focus on just getting your 3 drops there, and then moving on and doing some of the other things that we had talked about. Now, the next thing are our master kind of activities. You can see them here on the left side. You are able to get 3 keys a week, and then there are some abilities to purchase some, for example, with leaves or silver. But mainly for me, I get 3 keys every Monday at 4 a.m. for me. And these keys are nice because as you clear this strike, so there's a strike version of it, and then there's a kind of raid version of it. And the cool thing is they kind of rotate. So and there's character specific. So if you have one of these characters, you can kind of run in there and do it. But if you see here, there's an actual calendar for which ones are going to be open, and you can kind of see what the modifiers here are going to be and whatnot for that day. So if, for example, one day you are not able to run it, you can check out the next time it's going to be a different day, and maybe prepare for that day instead. And it's cool because not only are you able to claim pinnacle there, which kind of gives you the typical exotic chances and mods and things of that nature, the challenging rewards here, or the challenge key rewards here, give you those Mobius clusters, which are very good, and a 30% or 38% chance to receive an exotic. So you're almost guaranteed, just about statistically, to get one at least a week from this reward here. Now the next thing you're going to want to make sure you're doing is talking to Ava or Eta and the other person on the other planet, and doing the planetary vendors. These are the vendors that give you for example, on the Jiangxi area, they give you the Ethereal Lotus. It's the items that you're basically picking up as you're running around. Here on this planet, we're getting all of these prisms and stuff and glimmer, and I believe on the red planet or Red Sea Rift area, you're getting the relic abilities, the little scarf looking things. I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head. So you want to make sure that you're just grabbing all of these things on a weekly basis as you're running around and doing patrols. You want to make sure that you're out there and grabbing the items. And the last thing on a weekly basis that you want to pay attention to are these frontline keys. So you're going to be getting these frontline kind of keys through your bounties. So if you see here, as you clear those daily bounties that we talked about earlier, you not only are getting these exotic weapon parameters, you're also getting these frontline keys. And it looks like you get 6 a week, and then what you do with those is depending on what planet you're going to. So for example, here on Jiangxi, if I take a look at the front line here, I'm going to get, for one of these, you're getting these guaranteed mythics legendary mods, but then you're also getting exotic mod chances at an 11% chance. So this is just another way to kind of get more exotic mods, and I believe this is the same on the Red Sea area if I check their front lines here. Yeah, so you can pick which one you want to do it at. The reputation is going to be kind of what's different, and I believe so on this planet we have the tufts, and then I believe it's going to be the enhancement prisons on this planet. So yeah. Now the final thing that you want to make sure you're taking a look at throughout the week are the shops. Now, specifically in the beginning here, you're going to want to, under bundles, go to Lumia Leaves. Here is where you're able to get your free 10 Lumia Leaves. It's not much, but I mean, it'll add up eventually, right? So you want to make sure you're getting this. I did buy these because I was kind of rushing to get some Pinnacle energy, but I would recommend, especially if you're free to play, to be making sure you're buying these limited edition charms with your leaves, because getting pulls is kind of more important with how limited we are on resources. Now the next thing is the Shifting Gates store. You gain these credits, like I said, through either using your Pinnacle energy or getting the seasonal weekly challenges done. Some of them will drop some of the rewards here, or these credits here, and these are very nice because a lot of these are on weekly resets, but they'll give you rolls into guns, they'll give you upgraded materials, a bunch of weapons that are good, especially these like fruits that seem to almost always be impossible to get because they're so hard of, like, they're limited. There's a bunch of good things in here that you want to make sure you're working and getting on. The next thing is going to be our packs. That's where we get these SPI coins that we're mining in the with our drill. As we get some, you want to make sure you're doing all the things. This is on a monthly, and I'll kind of mention everything monthly and seasonal in a second, but this will be the most important thing you want to focus. These are extremely hard to get and rare to come by. You're going to need multiple to finish up your upgrades and stuff, so do not be burning these left and right, but be saving and trying to obtain these as best as you can, and then claim any materials that you need as that follows. Next is fishing, especially if you're into fishing. Make sure you're getting your baits because they're at a weekly lockout, your rods. But some people don't know this, but there's actually weapon or damage boosting activities, perks, things. You consume this and it gives you damage boosts up to 12%. This excludes things like the really endgamey stuff, but if you're running strikes and things of that nature and just want to be pumping more damage, bigger number, like, that's how you do it. Next is the mentor shop. A lot of these things are exactly like, again, on a weekly mission, and then a bunch of the other ones on a monthly and a cap out. And so as you're getting these tokens, you just want to make sure you come in here and buy all those out. The last thing is the black market. Now I made a quick video talking about it, but it refreshes every Monday and Friday at 4 a.m. for me, and then you get 3 restocks, and then you will get more as you kind of progress through here. But I would be focusing on especially if there's a discounted item that looks really good. For example, this Borealis Catalyst, I wish I could get it. I don't have enough for it, but I know the sniper is very good right now. I would be picking that up. And then you kind of want to go for these endgame materials, for example, these things, because they're almost impossible to get with a, 1.5% drop rate. So like things of that nature, you're going to want to be really focusing on getting these and these. The kind of the things that are really hard to come by, you want to make sure you're sniping those as best as you can. And finally, the monthly / seasonal stuff. The main things here is going to be the crystal stuff and the fortune. You're going to want to make sure you're clearing out any of these monthly limits if you have the ability to have enough of these. But more of us free-to-play players will be having more of this dust stuff. I've kind of burnt all of mine. But you want to make sure you're getting all of these clusters. You want to make sure you're getting these fruits, these free pulls, especially these clusters, and these ones here. Focus on getting these. I wouldn't go for these lower tiered materials unless I would do this on a secondary basis. I would primarily focus on these higher, more end game items to get. Now the next thing on a seasonal basis is going to be our Shifting Gates. I discussed this, but you want to make sure you're doing these seasonal things because they're going to be giving you all these upgrades here. And then that also leads me into leadership or leaderboards. All of these things here have a leaderboard, and every leaderboard actually gives you these titles. So if you are interested in getting these titles, make sure that you are pushing for the top 100. I believe every single title is, and that's one way to kind of just have some little flair, I guess you could say, on your character. And then some other activities actually give you rewards. So another big seasonal that you're going to want to be taking care of. As you can see, currently our next season's about to start up here in 3 days, season 1. So this is going to reset. But as you can see, this track here is actually kind of busted. It's like we're getting 1,450 Lumia Leaves, right? So as a free-to-play player, if you are somehow able to get to these higher ranks, for example, top 100 on your server, you're getting a heck of a lot of materials here. And even if you're not able to push that crazy, like some of these ranks are still giving you a good over 1,000 of these Lumia leaves, which like this is 8 poles, right? And so this is like still going to be 5-6 poles on top of your exotics and on top of these clusters. Like this is something you absolutely don't want to sleep on, as well as you progress these levels, you're getting these leaves and you're getting these. So you're just getting a like spoon fed to just climb these ranks. And then your pinnacle rewards as well here, they're pretty much giving you a plethora of upgrade materials, weapons, mod materials, weapon materials. Like everything you need is pretty much in this little track here. So you absolutely want to be making sure you're doing these every single day, your 6 attempts and whatnot, building up your score and finishing it up through that season. The other thing that I believe is going to be on some kind of seasonal rotation is this expanse here. Once you clear it to rank 20, it's kind of done. But as you can see, like we're getting exotic artifact choices, a bunch of leaves, a bunch of mythical artifacts and these fruits and stuff. So this is something you want to absolutely be prioritizing and making sure you're clearing all the stages that exist on that item. Lastly, it's locked at the moment, but Grandmaster activities are going to have something here. I'm not sure if they're going to be on a weekly basis or whatnot. They're still locked for us for another day or two. So I will update you guys in the little note that I'm going to discuss in a moment on exactly what to do with those, but that's another thing that you want to make sure you're keeping an eye out on. So that is just about every single daily, weekly, and monthly that you guys need to be aware of in the game at the moment. If you guys have any questions or concerns or anything of that nature, make sure you just leave a comment and I'll try to answer that best as you can. I'm going to drop a link to my Discord server in the comment section, as well as it's in my channel's bio and stuff. And in there, if you guys are interested to join up, I have a bunch of tips sections and stuff, and I'm going to have a channel that has a bunch of checklists and stuff that you can quickly kind of save for yourself and jot down, so that if you are trying to focus on quickly being able to do, for example, your dailies without having to worry about if you're correctly min-maxing them and stuff, just you're able to quickly look at that list and make sure you're doing all the things. As well as I'm going to be building up like an LFG community in there, and if you're interested in joining my pack Mythic, we are currently looking and recruiting for kind of end game high people that want to push for kind of end game ranks and stuff. If you guys are interested, just message me on there. If you guys have any questions or anything too, join into the community. We have a bunch of helpful people in there that are willing and eager to help you guys out. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you drop a like, sub to the channel if you guys are enjoying the Destiny Rising coverage. If you guys want to see more Destiny Rising coverage, make sure you guys stick around. And if you guys, like I said, have any questions, leave them down below. And until next time, guys, I will see you then.